Okay. Alright, this is, alright. I shared this poem with one of my friends and she was like just cracking up on every line. I think most men, I can't say more, I think a lot of men in here could relate. And I think a lot of women could put themselves into this position. Alright. She said she just doesn't want to ruin the experience. She said early that night when we first met, she knew her days of waiting for someone to understand us just came to an end. Said it wasn't so much the poems that got her thinking that I wasn't like most men. She said afterwards it was our conversation. Simply, I made her smile. And she doesn't want to ruin what we got going right now, so maybe we're just moving too fast. And she said this while we were laying in bed with the lights dim, sheets wet, and her ass butt naked with the sheets laying off her ass. And as she said this, I noticed the puddle on my fingertips and pulled back a few inches and replied, huh? I mean, really? I mean, come on. You could have warned me at the door before you were butt-ass naked that you had a tendency to flake. And let's be real, you wouldn't be in bed with me if you didn't want to be here in the first place.
Amen.
And she says, yeah, maybe I'm starting to trip a bit. So I didn't start to kiss her again and take my fingers just to play her pussy in riddles and whisper into her ear, baby, my tongue also knows how to play a fiddle. And in the middle of my sympathy, she then grabbed my face and said, wait, I just don't want to ruin the experience. And as I noticed the river dripping on my lips, she explained, you see, I just don't want to think any less of you tomorrow. So what if you could have me right now for one night, or we could wait, you could have me every day for the rest of your life. And I'm like, shit, for the rest of my life? So I got real. Sugar, first of all, why the hell you planning out the rest of my life? And I could leave right here and die in a car crash tonight. And I'm sure one thing I'll be thinking is, damn, I could at least went out with a bang. And I guess the thought of never seeing me again started to hit, like we all really only had one chance there. So she didn't grab the back of my head and glared and said, fuck me like the star everyone says you are. It's like, damn. It's like, damn, she knows exactly what to say to get my dick off. So I didn't grab the condom to put on the yard, ripped the top of the wrapper off and started to kiss her body again. And she started to moan again. I just don't want to ruin the experience. Do you really think it's cool? I'm like, yeah, it's cool. She's like, well, I don't want to be a fool. I'm like, yeah, me too. And she's like, well, I don't usually. And I'm like, what's that, sugar? Fuck up the mood? And she's like, well, I just want to know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I'm like, baby, the sun will come up. And she's like, huh? I'm like, tomorrow. If there's one thing I'm sure of is that the sun will rise in the east. And she's like, what does that have to do with anything? And so I didn't stop, pulled the condom off the sock. So I didn't stop, pulled the condom off the sock, and said, what's odd is, I wouldn't be here if I didn't really like you. You see, when we first met, you seemed so confident, but now you're wavering, it's making me incompetent, and really, I don't think it's me, it's you. And really, what's all this talk about not respecting me in the morning because we had sex the night before? Well then, really, what does that have to say about you? I mean, really, you seem like you got it reversed down like one of my poems, so I can't be the first dude you told this to.
What?
And putting yourself in situations where things like this can and will transpire and get decisive ain't cute. Baby, men get turned off too. Plus, who's to say that I didn't think you were perfect for me right away? I just look at it like, wow, wait. Taking things slow to me is like playing games. Sugar, my time here is precious. And you ain't gotta let society make you feel guilty for wanting to take me home the first night we met. But really, you should look at it more like, right now, you're the most important woman in my life. And I could see the twinkle in her eyes again. Nipple is getting hard again. But just as I reached to put my pants back on, she stopped me and asked me where I was going. So I told her, sugar, I ain't here trying to persuade you and regretting nothing. I'm just here trying to explain to you how you got here in the same bed with the sheets wet, your ass butt naked and about to start coming. But baby, honestly, I could masturbate. Because for something that I gotta leave you convinced, then maybe we should just wait. Because obviously, it can ruin the experience.
I know they give me respect, even before walking the venue, they see it tatted on my neck.